4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everybody, how's it going? It is the 1st of April 2012, quite possibly one of my least favourite dates in the calendar, but I'm here to bring you episode number 71 of Ironhammers Live, your weekly PC gaming podcast being broadcast live every single Sunday at pretty close to 10 PM this week, which is good going if I do say so myself. Anyhow, my name is Bobby Goodin, also known throughout the online realm as Ironhammers, and if you're watching the video version of the show, you can probably see it's a little bit different because we have two people joining us today. So first up, as always, Dan, man, you're here. How are you doing?
I am indeed. I'm good, man. I'm pretty damn good. How are you?
Not bad at all, man. Bad at all. It's been a pretty good week. You been up to anything exciting?
I've just been relaxed. I went down to the beach the other day with a mate of mine. We sat down, had some cider, sitting in the sand. That was pretty nice.
Can't complain at that.
Barbecue on Friday night. Made myself a lovely roast today. It's all good.
Nice stuff. And also joining us, you may have heard him before on the show quite a while ago, but he's back this week. What's going on according to Skype? It is Tyler. How you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, especially now that I got this gas mask on.
Yeah.
More clear.
You're safe.
Plans of Chernobyl, but yeah, doing good. I haven't done anything as fancy as Dan there. He makes everything sound so eloquent.
He does it to me every week. I've just been sitting here playing like computer games, and he's off down the beach sunbathing and surfing and doing all kind of stuff. It just makes me feel a bit normal. I'm glad you share that with me, Tyler.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been playing League of Legends. That's about it. What I do.
You do. Why no StarCraft, man? Why no StarCraft?
My friends have been dragging me in to play League of Legends.
That happens.
It's like, oh, come play with us. I'm like, all right. And then it's like 4 hours later. I'm like, oh, I gotta go to sleep. But I'm gonna be getting back into StarCraft here real soon.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. You still been watching?
Yeah, I still been watching what I can, like every night. I got my old PC set up in my room, so I got like Media Center PC. I can just kind of watch all the VODs and stuff that I miss, like whether it be GSL or anybody who's streaming. So been keeping up on it that way. No, not so much on the drama side of things, but there's always so much going on there.
Yeah, there's always one thing or another. Always. Just look at Reddit, man. Look at Reddit and you'll be sorted for controversy.
People have too much free time, man.
I know, I know, right? Yeah, that could be the problem. Anyhow, we're here to talk PC gaming and the latest PC gaming news and stuff, as we do every week. Dan, telling me something about the FBI, man. What's this all about? Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's something that I can't. Oh, there we go. Yeah, basically, yeah, Unreal, the games engine has been licensed to the FBI and some other US agencies apparently.
So they say what for?
Basically, making serious games, as they call them.
They're trying to get better at Unreal.
Yeah. Well, they're basically saying, you know, military-built simulators were state-of-the-art back. Now you can get, 50 quid on a commercial game with actually far more realistic environments than the military were actually using. So they've kind of jumped on the Unreal bandwagon. Better late than never, I suppose. But yeah, the FBI want to use it to kind of develop a multiplayer crime scene, which is agents can carry out training simulations, and Army Med are using it to practice their skills on anesthesiology training. And apparently weapons researchers are using the engine as a visualization tool.
Do they research new weapons the same way we do in Mass Effect?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Just give that a scan.
Make life easier, wouldn't it, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon
But
it's a more
basically
sinister
it's-
side. I don't trust the FBI.
It's cost saving when it comes down to it, I guess. They don't have to build their own engine first before they start doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that
definitely
game that
makes
came out a couple of years ago, wasn't there?
sense. Doesn't know what it
America's
is.
Army 3.
All right.
Yeah. That was designed to promote recruitment to the armed services.
Ah.
And there was 0 Hour, which was used to help emergency service workers train for terror attacks.
Really?
So, yeah,
What the hell?
I know. But yeah, so
News to me.
that's bit of news there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
The FBI are going to use Unreal Engine.
yeah, everything will look wet.
And will they, do you reckon they'll release it to the public? I hope they do. It'll be fun.
Well, you never know. I mean, they may well come up with some kind of game they're trying to get people into the FBI with.
An FBI recruitment game.
Yeah, there might be a X-Files game coming out in the future.
Would you look forward to an FBI game, Tyler? I know you're more familiar with them than we are. I'm not trying to see your
Oh
opinion or
well,
anything.
I don't. I don't know. I never really thought about it. I'm always so used to playing the bad guy in games or games that involve with police, like GTA and stuff. So I guess it'd be a nice.
Maybe the
change of
FBI
pace.
are the bad guys. Have you ever thought of that?
Well, and that's just like. What was I gonna say? What was that one game? Or what if they had like a Grand Theft Auto type game, but you were the cop and you went out like looking for criminals? It's kind of like the
Grand
inverse,
Vigilante.
rather than just hitting people with cars.
Yeah. And your
So like
wanted
LA Noir.
rating went up if you actually did bad things as a cop. LA Noir was so boring, man. It didn't do nothing for me at all. I really think you play that.
Just like that. It's a face simulator, and that's cool, but it's not really a
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. Moving on. Did anyone get tricked by Blizzard this morning?
You did.
I wish I
I
had.
I was ready for it. I knew Blizzard was going to come out.
Yeah,
with something.
Blizzard do it every year. Of course, it is the 1st of April. And, well, at least when we're recording it, it is. It might not be when you're listening. But there's been a whole round of April Fool stuff, as always. Blizzard do it every year. But I really loved their one this year, man. I wish it was actually real. They released an image of a Zergotchi or something, which is basically a Penticator mixed with a Tamagotchi. And I was, like, ready to order one. I was actually ready to order one. It looked so cool. I was going to get pictures and stuff for it on the stream. Change, so do that. But if it was sounding better, that would be nice. But would you buy Zergotchi, anybody? Because I want one.
I'd take one.
Yeah, man, I would definitely buy one. I definitely would. Especially if it was as awesome as it looked with all the features they had. They were saying, like, it would automatically monitor your gameplay and it would, like, tailor your Tamagotchi to what race you played in StarCraft and World of Warcraft and stuff. And I was thinking, if only that was real. If only that was real.
See, I would have gone for StarCraft Supply Depot 2, their adventure game that they announced today.
There was an adventure game announced too.
Yeah, for iOS and Android.
Oh,
Supply. It was like called Supply Depot or something.
Yeah,
It's like
yes.
a side-scrolling RPG.
Yeah,
Side-scrolling RPG
yeah.
or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you
It's
play
supposed
as
to
a
have
Supply
ridiculous
Depot?
amounts of action and fascinating dialogue.
nice. One of the other funny ones I saw was Complexity, the pro gaming team, released a video on YouTube to say that they were going solely into mobile gaming and that they were only going to have professional mobile gamers. Which
Yeah,
I
I've
think
been seeing that a lot on like various like I think Razer and what was that is it WCG? Were all saying that they were dumping like
WCG.
C gaming to go to mobile gaming because that's where the future is and
Yeah,
something,
well,
I don't know.
this past WCG, they had a whole load of mobile games, and like that was about it. StarCraft kind of tacked on. It was like it was really weird, but apparently pro gamers are going mobile. But yeah, Complexity would. I think it was a bit of a dig at WCG, to be honest. I don't know. But
So was that WCG thing actually real? Are they really going to mobile games?
I think so.
You know?
Yeah, that
Oh
was.
my god, I thought that was like an early April Fool's joke. Now I don't even know what to think anymore.
Well, they did have a whole load of mobile games at the most recent
The next thing you're going to
WCG.
tell me is they're actually changing a Mass Effect ending. I don't know what to believe
Well,
anymore.
I know the whole world has gone topsy-turvy, man. I don't know. Must be the time of year.
Did
But-
you one last one? Did you see the Razer April Fools?
I did.
That was brilliant.
That would be pretty cool, man. It was a kind of
Yeah,
what was it actually
Real life.
being labelled as?
it was basically, because we're so used to having head-up displays in video games. It was a real-life HUD that you'd wear, and it would identify different food and give you the stats you'd get.
It reminds me of a advert that one of the recent StarCraft tournaments was running, where the guy had a laptop like harnessed to his front, and it was like he was playing real life. So like he had a HUD to tell him where to get to the Iran, go to the top and stuff. It was a pretty funny video. Some advertisement, I don't know. But yeah, I didn't get entirely fooled by anybody. There was a Assassin's Creed Connect one that I saw pop up as well. There's just been so much, as always.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, that was just another leak feature of Assassin's Creed 3. Because we already know like every feature of the game, and it's not even coming out for like another 9 months.
well,
8 months.
we already know that we're not going to be able to use a keyboard and mouse to play it, so they might as well add Connect as well. Just like totally fucks over.
Just put it on iPad because that's all people game on anymore, right, guys?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, but I guess we
Gaming
could
is
quickly mention the Assassin's Creed thing, where they've basically said we're not going to cater to keyboard and mouse. If you want to play it on the PC, you're going to use a control pad. Which I thought, at first I thought that was a bit stupid, and then I thought, well, I don't really mind because I probably prefer to play it with a gamepad anyway. And then I thought, I wonder if that's why I've always thought the Assassin's Creed games sucked. Because I was playing them with a keyboard and mouse, and they could never get it right. And
Yeah, their keyboard and mouse support is pretty terrible.
yeah, it was
You're better
awful.
off just plugging in the 360 controller and
Yeah.
just, if you do want to play those games, and I don't know, and Ubisoft wonders why no one buys their games.
I know.
Anyway,
Yeah, but it's all because of piracy, man. Don't you know that?
yeah, nobody buys PC games.
Because they're
Pirates, man.
yeah, exactly, man. Can't you see? Yeah, you definitely look like a pirate with that gas mask on, man. You look like something's going on there.
That's right.
I don't know. But the next piece of news is a little bit more important, I guess, than April Fool's Day or whether or not we can use a controller with Assassin's Creed. Dan's added this one in. It's something that I would have liked to talk about anyway, but would you like to kind of go over it, Dan?
Yeah, there's some major changes in the UK surveillance laws being planned. They're expected to be announced in the Queen's speech next month. And basically, it's going to force internet providers to install hardware that will enable GCHQ to examine any phone call, text message, email, and website visited in real time. Now, they won't actually be able to get the data and listen to the calls without a court order.
Yeah, so they
But-
say.
So they say, yeah. But it's not good. But hopefully it'll be canned, because similar proposals were pushed forward by Labour in 2006 and they didn't get through.
Yeah, but I
but-
think it's coming to light a lot later this time, like a lot closer
Yeah.
to it. And I haven't seen
And
so
a
much
lot closer
opposition.
to April Fool's Day as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's probably planned.
Trying to sneak it under the radar.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous if it goes through. I don't know the exact details on whether they'll be logging it and how long for, but I'm guessing they will be logging it.
Yeah, I
Um,
guess so. I mean, the idea is they'll be able to, figure out who talks to who for how long. And it's kind of scary, really.
And we've kind of established that any database of information that's connected to the internet is dangerous.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not secure no matter what they say. And the other thing is, this will come out, and the people that are actually doing something dodgy, they'll just like encrypt their data somehow,
Yeah.
and then they're left just spying on all the people that are doing nothing wrong. And then they'll say, well, if you're doing nothing wrong, it doesn't matter. But that's just bollocks, because surely there should be at least some level of fucking privacy when I want to phone somebody up.
Yeah, and it's going to actually see Britain adopting the same kind of surveillance as in China and Iran.
Yeah,
Which-
basically.
It's one step closer to a UK firewall.
Well, basically, the next thing is when you walk out of your front door, there'll be a Gestapo there, ready to ask
No,
for
it-
your ID card.
It'll be a UAV floating
Well,
above
yeah.
your city.
Well, have you seen in the US they're gonna have
Yeah.
however many thousand unmanned aerial vehicles flying around, apparently to monitor traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those cameras
They're gonna
alongside
put-
the roads just don't.
Well,
don't
if you've
do
seen
it.
the kind of people that drive in this country, it'd probably be more believable.
Yeah, but can you really imagine them spending all that money on unmanned aerial vehicles to monitor traffic when they could just put a camera on next to the road? Like, it seems a bit
Oh,
extreme.
I don't know, man. The stuff that, a lot of the stuff that you'd think, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't
Well,
even pay
it's-
attention to what they're doing anymore. I just
Thing is, it's-
turn on my computer. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Well, it's going to add a load of cost to anything done over the internet, and
Yeah.
with no actual proof that it's going to improve public safety.
Well, it's not going to do anything.
So-
What's it going to change? What?
There's just going to be
What is it gonna
a
do?
load of hard drives being bought.
It's just absolute bollocks. It's completely unnecessary to track every single phone call, every single text. That's like whether they even want to listen to it or not. It's going to be tracked basically,
Yeah.
and it's just an absolute joke. I think even if they have a court order, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. It just takes the piss. I don't know. But yeah, if there's any way that anybody can think of to try and mention it and stop it, like whether you want to write to your MP or something, because they'll probably rip it up and put it in the bin and take loads of notice. But yeah, if there's anybody hearing about this for the first time and thinks it should be stopped,
But let's not forget that this is not nearly as intrusive as EA's Origin. Just saying, right?
well, probably not. Probably not. But I can opt out of using Origin if I wish. That's the difference.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Well,
you can't
unless you
opt
don't
out
wanna
of
play any
using
games.
every single phone call, every single any phone. Can't
Exactly.
send text messages. Can't use the internet. It's going to make it really hard for people to go off grid. That's a good idea, but nah, it's not for me. It's such an invasion of privacy. It's ridiculous.
Well, basically, have you ever heard of a chap called George Orwell?
Yeah,
He wrote
I-
a book called 1984, and basically this is what he wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a very pleasant outcome in the world. Not in that book, anyway.
No.
He's pretty spot on in that book. Just let me throw that out there. But let's get away from the political stuff. But do try and do something about it, people, especially if they're in the UK. Like,
Yeah,
Just
and if
at
we
least
find out more,
tell people,
obviously
like
we
make
shall
people
let you
aware
know.
of it. Yeah, we certainly shall. We shall keep you up to date because it's dangerous. Anyway, earlier this week I got to ask some questions of Muse Games, who are currently making Guns of Icarus Online, which is a steampunk airship combat simulator. However awesome that sounds, I haven't played it yet, so I can't comment. But I did get to interview them, and they were talking about Kickstarter, and there's been a lot of stuff about Kickstarter going on lately. So I thought I'd briefly bring it up. And in one of the questions, they said the Kickstarter campaign played a critical role in the production of Guns of Icarus Online. Not only did the money help fund things such as sound design, music, content, and promotion, the Kickstarter campaign also was the primary avenue for us to interact with fans and recruit beta players. With the sale of bundled friend packs, which we actually only started offering after a fan suggested it, we were able to enlist the help of about 1,800 players for our closed beta. If that wasn't for Kickstarter, we would not have the ability to reach out to this many people. So they're using Kickstarter in a slightly different way. They had making the game when they start funding to get it finished, but they're basically saying that it probably wouldn't have gotten there if it wasn't for that extra funding. And there's a full interview. I spoke to him about a few different things, including more Kickstarter stuff, Steamworks stuff, on the website. So go to Ironhammers.org and check it out. But I just wondered what you guys both think about Kickstarter, because I don't think we spoke about it before, have we, Dan?
No, we haven't.
What do you think
Yeah, I
about
think
the
fa-
whole Kickstarter craze?
Well, that kind of crowdsourcing market, brilliant idea. Helping much smaller development teams get actually the money they need to get their game out. A fantastic idea. If I had the money, there's quite a few that I would have donated to. Yeah, brilliant idea. It doesn't end up all crashing down in tears around everyone's heads when something really big fails.
Yeah, that's kind of my,
Yeah.
my cynical outlook, which I always have, says that. But what about you, Tyler? Have you supported any of? Do you think it's a good idea for people to be funding games like this, or?
I mean, yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think one of the things that's really going to show if this is just a fad or if it's kind of a viable thing is if the first few like real bigger projects actually turn out to be something good. Not whether the game is like good, like it's a 5 or a 9 out of 10 or anything, but like just if the people that started like Double Fine and the Wasteland 2 project, which is another big one that's just going on right now. If those things actually, do end up coming out and people do get a game and, it doesn't fall, like you said, end in tears or whatever, I think it's a good thing for free. And I think also if the game themselves that get made from Kickstarter end up actually selling well once they are released, I think that'll help reinvigorate that particular genre, such as adventure games or like these kind of like isometric hardcore RPGs, kind of like Wasteland is, which is, the precursor to the original Fallouts.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a good thing overall, and I hope that it pans out for both of the companies that are doing it right now, and there's tons of others looked at. Yeah, it just ends up being a positive thing for the game industry, and I'd like to see, definitely more or developers move away from traditional publishers, because there's definitely I think a lot more creative stuff going on outside of the AAA publishing model.
Totally, man. Do either of you think that it could get a bit risky with like maybe loads of studios taking money off people, or do you think and maybe not putting out a great product in the end? Like obviously we've got the big ones like Double Fine, who people have probably got a lot of trust in, but how about if a load of smaller developers start doing it and they don't deliver? Or do you think that the community will weed them out beforehand by not putting up the money? Do you think there's a risk to it, really? Anyone?
Right, let's try unmuting my mic.
I was going to say, I thought Dan was going to go because I was just talking, but go ahead.
Yeah, obviously there is a risk to it, and I think most people who are looking at investing in things like this to get the games off the ground, they're going to take the time and look into the background behind the people. They're not just going to say, "Hey, that game sounds cool. Here, have $100." They're going to have a look at it and make sure that they want to actually invest in the project and the people that are behind it.
I would agree. I think it will weed people out.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a person coming in to push your money in towards Kickstarter, I think you first kind of have to the idea that just accept that you're not getting whatever from this money back, or you can part with this money and just say, hey, well, this is going to a good cause, and if I don't get my $15 or $20 back, well, so be it. It's my choice to it's kind of like almost like a charity thing. You're just kind of giving it to it in hopes that it will, and you want to give it to somebody that you can trust or whatnot. If some guy's just starting something up, like I think I was listening to the Giant Bombcast last week or this past week, and they were talking about some guy starting a Kickstarter. He like owns pizza places, and he was going to start like an MMO, and it was just like, and his pitch was totally full of like bad spelling errors and stuff, and like, and they kind of read the description, and like it was just the funniest thing ever. He was trying to get like $1.1 million to fund his MMO, and I think he was at like 18,000, and he had like
he got that
a couple weeks. Yeah, I think he did get that much. But the weird thing is he was actually a guy that won the lotto, and then he bought like his own like pizza chain restaurants or something, and then he was looking for additional money to get this MMO started. And he was like,
"So the pizza chain's not going so well then?"
I guess not. What did he say? He said, "I got this MMO all planned out." He's like, when people first started my MMO, they're going to get a mount that increases your movement speed by 30%, and then, it's like clearly this guy knows what he's doing if he's already got the mounts planned out, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to invest in that? I don't know. Just like
he's played one MMO and realised that every MMO has a problem where everyone wants immediately. So he's
Yeah, pretty
changed
much.
that. Oh, man,
No.
like 18,000 though.
Yeah,
A lot of people want that horse.
And I
But
think
that doesn't go through unless they've reached the target, right?
Yeah.
right, and I think a lot of people were just investing the money to comment on his thing because you couldn't comment unless you
Yeah.
invest on their. Like I said, they were reading them on the Giant Bombcast. If you guys are interested, you might want to check that out.
Yeah, check that
Yeah,
out,
it's pretty
everybody,
funny.
because they're great. I haven't heard the latest episodes yet, but yeah, I do listen regularly.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's good stuff. But yeah, on to one thing then from that, which we can laugh about, to something else that we can probably laugh about. And Dan, I hear that we spoke about a Battlefield boycott not so long ago.
We did indeed.
Apparently, the Activision side of things with Modern Warfare 3 are planning to do the same. And I just want to kind of
Oh, I haven't
replicate.
heard about this.
No, see, Dan sprung this upon me just before the show. And there was a list of things that they wanted to change, Dan. Have you got that
Yeah.
handy at all?
I do indeed.
Can you just...
And this is on this is on PC side of things. This isn't console.
I think
that's
it's
right.
everything.
Boycott?
They're all the same, basically, aren't they, really, with Modern Warfare?
Yeah, it's PC and console is uniting to help fix it, apparently. The list includes, but isn't limited to, fixing the spawn system, lag compensation, nerfing the akimbo machine pistols, removing death streaks, removing assault streaks from the support package, add individual volume controls in the audio menu, add more hardcore game modes, add better Call of Duty Elite playlist options.
And as I
the
said
quote from,
before the show, basically,
Yeah.
if they change all those things, they're saying that they don't want it to be Call of Duty.
yeah.
So,
There's a quote from the end of that saying, "We were sold the game based on broken promises. It's now time for them to make good on their mistake." And ominously, at the end of it, they sign off, "We are Call of Duty. We are the community. We will not be denied."
oh my. So yeah, they're going to boycott the game because it's Call of Duty, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
On
and then
the
they
20th of
using
April.
there was two words in there that I've just heard so much lately, but I can't remember what they were now. Read that first sentence again, Dan. Of the comment. I forgot.
We
what
are
it
Call
said.
of Duty.
No,
We
the
are
first sentence.
Oh, we were sold the game on broken promises.
Broken promises. Broken promises. Two words that I have heard way too much lately. Would you agree?
Yeah, that and
Oh,
entitlement.
Yeah.
I almost thought you were talking about Bioware there for a second.
Oh, I'm talking about every game that comes out because everybody's just jumping on every game saying, "Oh, broken promises. We want you to do this. We want you to do that." No, you bought a game. A developer made it a certain way, and you don't like it, so don't play that game. You know, if basically every feature of Call of Duty you're going to boycott it to be changed, then don't fucking play Call of Duty. Don't talk about broken fucking promises. You know what Modern Warfare 3 is going to be when you buy it.
Yeah, it's going to be Modern Warfare 2 with the number 3 over it.
Yeah, with all the same shitty features that they're now asking them to take out. Like, what is it? Like, what are they trying to achieve? I don't get it.
Well, they can fix all these problems by just wait a few months. It's going to be November 13th. You can pay your $60, and it's called Black Ops 2. No, I don't know. You just got to accept Call of Duty for what it is. I mean, I play it every now and then, but I can't take more than a round or two of it. I don't
Yeah.
take the game seriously. I mean, I don't think anybody can. I mean, it's just, oh, man.
It's just
The
really
game is something
annoying me
else.
how everybody's coming in with this. Oh, we're entitled to this, and you promised this, and like, yeah.
Well, there's a Modern Warfare 3 Blackout Twitter group. Wow, it now has 365 followers.
Oh man.
So there's going to be so many
Activision are going to be
people not playing.
hurting on April the 20th.
Yeah.
I'm sure Activision's going to go out of business if there's 400 or 500 some odd people that don't play that.
Is it
day,
another-
that they'll be right back in.
Is it another 24-hour thing as well, Dan? I'm guessing, as
I
it says
think so, yeah.
on April the 20th.
They have,
Like-
they have too much addiction.
Exactly, like it was the same with the Battlefield one. If the game is so bad, why do you start playing it after 24 hours again? Like, surely you wouldn't play it at all if it was that bad. Like, stop playing it. Don't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna. This game is absolutely terrible, but I can't stay away for 24 hours." What is that? Like,
Uh,
I don't know. Anyhow, guys, that's the end of our news section this week. We're going to take a very short break if I can find some music to play you guys, because everything's changed, as I mentioned a couple of times already. It normally goes wrong when everything's normal, but everything's changed, and I'm getting very confused. But I found you guys some music, so we'll be right back in a few minutes. Enjoy, or not, because it's horrible music. Love it. Be right back, guys. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that horrible music at the break. Are my two Skype buddies still with me?
Yep.
Yep. Tyler should be about somewhere. If not, he'll get a shot.
I'm here.
He's there. He's there. He's born ready, as he said before the show. Anyhow, guys, we're back, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what we've been playing this week. And I'm afraid I was supposed to play Defenders of Ardania. I had a preview build of something else come through which I was supposed to play, but this week I've played StarCraft 2 and Lord of the Rings Online.
What a shocker!
What? I don't know what you want me to say about those two games that you haven't heard already. Um,
This StarCraft 2 thing, what's all that about?
it's pretty fucking good, man.
Is that game where you're leveling up and prestiging and stuff?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and you can unlock like new sites and things like that. It's pretty awesome, man.
Is it the #1 most anticipated game in all of history?
For me, it probably was. For me, it probably was. Anyhow, like I say, there's not too much to talk about there. I bought a new cloak in Lord of the Rings Online. Does anyone care about that? Probably not.
No. But
It's
I think
got a nice fur hood. It looks quite warm.
I played some of the Terra beta.
Yeah, I played a little of that, man.
It was like I don't know. I didn't play it for very long, but my first impressions were like WoW-like questing system and like quest givers with like better combat, maybe a little bit better graphics.
Yeah, what did you
With
see?
a little bit more like Asian fantasy inspiration.
Yeah, definitely. And what did you think of the UI though, man? Because for me, the UI looked awful. Like,
Yeah, it had a lot of kind of jank to it and a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that didn't make sense. Like, I don't know. There was like a lot of stuff that could have been designed better. I mean, I'm sure that stuff's easy to fix. I mean,
yeah, and they're
But,
obviously still in beta, so I tried not to hate on it too much. But it just seemed like the game was really pretty, man. It was like a really nice looking game, and I love
you
the
think
art
so?
style.
Like,
I think it's
I
the
think-
art style more than the actual graphics of it, if you know what I mean. Like, I really like the art style.
I like the art style too. But did you think like the this is gonna be like hella nerdy talk, but like did you see like the depth of field and kind of like how like it seemed like the textures were like hella bad, like from a relatively close distance, even though I had the game running on max settings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like-
I noticed, especially like other things in the distance, like buildings like popping up and stuff, and like other characters and things as well. Like, I think it's like an MMO than anything. I don't know.
Yeah, it just seemed to look like really bad from kind of even a relatively short distance, and I was like, I wonder if it's my settings or I wonder what's going on. Like I
Yeah.
thought your own individual like character model was decent, like,
Yeah,
the guy that
yeah.
you were playing,
There
but
was definitely a lot more detail in the character model than everything else around it, definitely. But yeah, I like the art style of it, and I like the controls because it's like real-time controls, which is what I would call it, like a third-person shooter type controls, if you get me.
yeah,
It's the only way I can explain it, really. But yeah, the UI just seemed to break the experience for me. It just didn't look nice at all. Like, if anyone's ever played any of these like Japanese free-to-play MMOs where there's like about 1,000 of them, they're all basically the same. It reminded me
Yeah.
of one of them, if you know what I mean. Like the UI of it just didn't look finished. Maybe it's not finished, but it's still in beta. But the game's been out for a while in Korea, I think. And
what Terra has.
yeah,
That's what I've heard.
yeah, because it's been out for I think, and it's not like converted a Western version basically.
I don't know how they're gonna subscribe if it's not free to play. I mean, there's so much competition in the Western MMO market. Like
you can buy
I think they're
beta
gonna
access.
have to-
Did you see that?
Yeah, that's just. Ugh.
But it seems like loads of
didn't-
people are wanting it. Like, there's a
Well,
lot
yeah, just because it's new and it's something to do, and to be frank, Diablo 3 is not out, nor is Guild Wars 2. Once those two comes out, nobody's gonna care. I mean, to be honest,
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Guild Wars 2, man. Just simply because I know it's going to be a good MMO, and I can get in it at the start. Like every other MMO I've played, it's either been bad, or I've got in it kind of late, and you're always constantly playing catch up with the people who are at the end game, you know. And being able to get in Guild Wars 2 now, I'm going to make sure I get in at the start, and yeah, it should be awesome, hopefully. But yeah, Is there anything?
When do you think it's going to release? Guild Wars 2, that is.
It's
What's
gotta be
your
out.
prediction?
I would say probably like fall this year sometime. I
When
imagine.
Eurogamer comes around again.
Around that time, yeah, I would imagine. But then I wouldn't be surprised to see it delayed and maybe come out December or. I don't think it will go into next year, but I don't know. Obviously, I don't know.
Yeah, it's quite a ways away. I mean, if they're doing the beta now, maybe I don't know. I would hope like late summer, but you never know.
It's still a very small beta at the moment, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
there's not many
I'm still
people in
waiting.
it. Yeah. So I don't know. I think we'll kind of find out pretty soon, man. Now they're starting to
Lord
finally let people in.
Lord knows I've applied like 10 different times to the beta, so I'm gotten in.
Yep, I know that feeling. But yeah, Dan, you've been playing a bit of Path of Exile, which has been on a free beta this weekend, and I know you played it before, right?
Yeah. I've been on and off it for a little while recently.
How are you finding it? It's basically like Diablo, right?
Yeah, it's giving me my Diablo 3 fix whilst I'm waiting for that. Some people can play it already. Bastards.
Yeah. See, should I just ignore Path of Exile because I have Diablo 3 beta already?
No, I think you should give it a go. There's plenty of room to play both in your life, surely.
I don't know. You know what I'm like. I've been playing StarCraft 2 and Lord of the Rings Online for a long time.
That is true. But
Have
no,
you tried
it's
DC Universe yet?
I
Yeah.
tried it for a good half an hour.
Didn't like it?
No.
I think I played a couple of hours of it, and maybe less, to be honest. There was something about my character. Like, I don't think the character I made didn't come out how I thought it would, and it kind of just felt like, yeah, I don't really want to play this character. So I was planning to start a different class and stuff, but I never really felt compelled to go back to it.
But, yeah, Path of Exile. I'd say give it a go. The public beta is over in about 8 hours. So if you haven't got the key, I'm just putting one in the chat room now. So the lucky few that are in there, one of you can grab that and see if you enjoy it. It's very Diablo 2 from what I've heard. I'm enjoying it. It's good fun. It's not all voice acted, unfortunately, so there's quite a bit of reading, but I don't mind that.
Who does reading? Oh God. Just kidding.
Bobby and I do.
Yeah, we spoke
That's
about
it,
a
you
book
guys-
last week.
Yeah.
Oh man, what is this? Ironhammers fucking bookstore?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's do it. So, do you want to start a new show, Dan?
Yeah. There's another game I was hoping
It's a
to try out.
spin-off.
There was another game I was hoping to try, but I didn't actually get hold of it, and it's a little bit pricey at the moment. It's Stone Quarry Simulator.
Ha! Dan! You won't believe it. Look at
You
my
got it there.
webcam. Look at my webcam. It's coming up on the
Oh
stream.
my God.
Stone Quarry Simulator. But look, even worse, the postman smashed the case. What's that all
man.
about? Like, you can't be doing that.
And MG Aceman has just posted in the chat Garbage Truck Simulator as
Yeah,
well.
I've got that one as well. Yeah, I
Isn't
thought.
that Modern Warfare 3? No, it was
I missed it. Just thinking about how you can obviously see Stone Quarry Simulator is still in the cellophane. Yeah, it might stay that way. But yeah, that's out this week. I haven't played it yet. Tyler, did you play Defenders of Ardania yet by any chance?
I was actually going to play that today, right after I finish Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. I do have it installed though.
Yeah, me
probably
too.
Gonna play it, I think it's going to be my game that I play while you're waiting for the League of Legends load screen, because some people play that game on their 386 or something, or their 486. Because man, some of those load times are horrendous. But yeah, I'm planning on playing it this week for sure.
Yeah, I still haven't played it yet. Neither is Dan, I don't think.
No, and it was actually Fodder that posted the Garbage Truck Sim, so I'm very sorry.
Does he feel
Fodder is in public space management. By the way, that's why his name's Fodder.
And yeah, that smile's going to be wiped off his face when he hears the next sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else anyone's been playing? Might and Magic, Clash of Heroes. Tyler, how's that treating you?
Well, right now it's kicking the shit out of me, and I'm getting kind of frustrated. I'm on the last boss, and I've already spent like 20 hours in this game. So if you're looking for a game on Steam it's like $15 or under, it's got a lot of playtime in it. But yeah, it's a good game. It's almost like Final Fantasy Tactics crossed with like Bejeweled. I know that sounds really weird, but that's the best way to explain this game. I mean, but yeah, it's fun though. It's got a really good art style, kind of anime-ish. But it's fun.
It is Ubisoft though, right?
Yeah, it's Ubisoft. There's no atrocious DRM. There's just uses Steamworks, so
That's okay.
it's good.
I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Anything else anyone's been playing that they want to talk about before we wrap this up?
Bit more ACR. I'll be getting a wheel on Tuesday, so I'll be playing a load more of that.
Nice.
So, come and join me.
Yeah, people, go and join him because he keeps asking me to play, and I mean, I've mentioned that I'm just so busy playing StarCraft. You know, it's just the way it is. I'm sorry, man.
I need to play at Kingdoms of Arcania as well.
Ardania.
What the hell is that?
Ardania even. Ardania, not
Oh,
Arcania. Arcania
Defenders?
sounds better.
It's
At first, I thought you were talking about Kingdoms of Amalur. I was like, what?
Yeah, I've got no idea
it's
what I'm
called
talking about.
Defenders of Ardania, I think.
That's it, Defenders of Arcania. I need to play that game that doesn't exist.
I think it's the tower defense game based in
Yeah.
the Majesty world. The
Yeah,
the
that's the
game's
one.
Majesty. Yeah, I can't get on with those Majesty games. They're like, yeah, they don't do a lot for me. But yeah, a tower defense set in that world could probably tempt me.
Yeah, it could be
but,
good.
I haven't played
Oh,
it.
and a tiny little bit of the awesome Snuggle Truck.
Oh,
Played a bit
Snuggle
of that.
Truck. You guys. Oh, how is that?
Oh, it's ridiculously hard.
Is it hard? Is it?
Yeah, it gets harder and harder, and now I've got to a stage where yeah.
Explain it to me because I've heard about it. Well, I've heard loads. Basically, I've heard loads of people talk about the name, but I've never known what it is. So I've built up this kind of picture in my head of what this game is, but I don't actually know. You know that?
Right.
You know when you hear someone speaking and you don't really know what they look like? A bit like
Yeah.
Tyler with his gas mask on. And you build up a picture of what they look like. Well, I've done that with this game, so tell me what it actually is and I'll see if I'm close.
Right,
Maybe
well,
I
it's,
should tell you what I think it is.
Yeah, you say what you think it is, and I'll tell you if you're close.
Well, I think it's kind of like cartoony in style.
Yeah,
And I'm guessing it involves a truck.
yeah.
I don't know whether I read it or whether it meant of Snuggle. I think it's like one of those endless games where you kind of just keep going on as long as you can, but I'm probably wrong because, like I say, this is all what I've imagined. Like Temple
No,
Run, like that kind of.
No, there's a finish to each level. It's kind of like a side-scrolling Trials game, you know, like Trials HD, only not
In
as
a truck.
pretty. And yeah, you've got this truck, this flatbed truck, and a load of plushy animals in the back, and you've got to get to the end without them all coming out.
Ah, I see.
Only
I mean, I
the
remember when we
tracks
started
get-
talking about this game, and then the developers like started following me, and I think Dan as well on Twitter after I just started
Yeah.
talking about because I saw it on Steam, and I was like, I made a joke. I was like, I typed something on Twitter. I was like, oh, I got Dan's of the year Snuggle Truck,
Yeah,
and then everybody started
Yeah.
talking about it.
and then
It's all
yeah,
down to
Common
you.
Troll bought it for me. And
What
yeah,
have
there's
you
two
instigated?
versions actually as well. There's Smuggle Truck.
Smuggle truck. Does that have
Where you've
illicit
actually
drugs?
you're smuggling people, and you've got to make sure you don't run over the people.
And I see
Um,
that the Snuggle Truck has been released on Android now.
That's it. Brilliant.
Oh,
If
yeah.
if you bought the humble Android bundle number 2, they've added it, so you get it for
Ah.
free.
Fantastic.
But I didn't buy that one unfortunately because I already had all of the games, apart from the ones I didn't want to play. So yeah, I probably could have sent them a few pennies, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you could be playing Snuggle Truck.
I could, but they didn't tell me that at the time. See, if Snuggle Truck was one of the you know, that might have been a kind of linchpin in my decision making. If
Yeah.
you know, Snuggle Truck on the Humble Indie Bundle page, I would have probably been sold.
Yep.
But they delayed it and they lost the sale, all because they didn't have Snuggle Truck quick enough.
I'm not sure if anyone's picked up that beta key yet. If anyone has in the chat, if they can let me know, it'd be quite handy. Otherwise, I'll post it somewhere else again.
Yeah, that would be useful to know if it's still active or not. But I think we've just about reached the end of the people. Unless there's anything else you can think of.
No, I don't think so. Unless you want to release some iTunes reviews.
iTunes review, iTunes.ironhammers.org, and of course check out the site and check out that interview with Muse Games that I was talking about earlier. It was quite a fun interview. And unfortunately, Tyler, man, I'm still waiting on that interview for Ravaged. I don't know. He keeps asking me about it.
Are they waiting for like a like just a time to give you the word when they do like all their PR or press interviews or something?
I've got a feeling they probably are. Like they've probably got several, and they're going to do them all on the same day to try and create a lot of attention. That's what a lot of people do. But they don't outright come and tell you that. So I'm kind of just hanging, and they keep saying, "Yeah, we're working on it." But yeah, it should be coming soon. Interview about Ravaged, which I know Tyler was looking forward to reading. Aside from that, you can follow me on Twitter. I am Ironhammers on there. You can follow Dan on Twitter. What is your name?
Hardly Dan.
And on Twitter.
At Crawl with a K, so CKRAWL.
CKRAWL. Go and do it. Follow us all. Check out ironhammers.org. And cheers to Dan and Tyler for joining me. Good to have two people on for change.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Good stuff. And we'll see you all next Sunday at 10 p.m. Catch you later, guys. If I can find some music to outro to. Bye-bye, guys. We'll see you soon.
Waved at the camera. Why?
Wave. Dan doesn't have a camera. It can be like Alex Zane on Balls of Steel. I don't know if you've seen that. He makes them wave at the end of the game show. He does game shows and tells them the wrong answers to the questions, and the contestants get angry because they're like, no, that's the right answer. It's quite funny. Anyhow, guys, on that note, we'll see you next Sunday.
Next week.
Bye. I'm going to go and watch WrestleMania now. Bye-bye.